We're back here on Country Pocket on WUSB Stony Brook 90.1. We have Jontavious Willis here with us. The album is West Georgia Blues, and the song you just heard was Ghost Woman. Um, that warble in your voice on that song, I really feel like I could have been sitting in a recording studio in the late 20s on that one in particular. It sounded very different than a lot of the rest of the album, but that one in particular just threw me way back in time. Did you mean to go there?
Yeah, I mean, I had some sturdy influences for that song that definitely rooted in that time. So the first line of that song come from a lady from Toccoa, Georgia, named Ida Cox. She got a song called "The Graveyard Dream." It came out in 1923. She said, "I went to the graveyard. I fell down on my knees and I asked the grave digger to give me back my good man, please. He looked at me and I began to cry. He said, 'Your man done said the last goodbye.'" She said, "I looked down and I started to scream, but I was so happy when I found out it was just a dream." That's how the whole song goes. But that was like 1923. And then there's another fella named Charlie Lincoln. Charlie Lincoln was the lesser known brother of Barbecue Bob, who was they both were from a little north a little north of Atlanta, I think Walnut Grove, Georgia, and they learned how to play guitar from this other blues musician's mother. This blues musician named Curly Weaver, mother Savannah Dip Weaver taught all three of them how to play on banjo, so they learned how to play from banjo. But Charlie Lincoln had he recorded a lot under pseudonyms because back in that day you could make about $20 a song if it was a good song, and that's a hell of a lot of money for the late. I know people right now that are recording for $20 a song. So you get paid $20 a song. So a lot of people recorded under different names, so they wouldn't, so it would have no problem getting the contract, with another agency. So Charlie Lincoln recorded a few songs under the name George Carter. At least I feel like it's him because not many people can sound like Barbecue Bob beside him and Charlie. Yeah, him and brother. He recorded two tunes that I really like. One called Rising River Blues and one called Ghost Woman. So I said I was gonna take those two songs and just make it together. We did that song in one take, and so I just figured how I could make that story up and talk about the rising river and the ghost woman. And I kind of some of that vocal kind of come from Charlie Lincoln and Barbecue Bar because they'll be like you know uh so I went grave digger, give me back my rider, please. Give me back my rider, please. How they do that? They do that, please. Or just little shit like that. Now, some of that shit I'm singing, like actually singing in, but like some of that, the inflections in my voice were influenced by some of those other Georgia musicians.
So how how do you get yourself from the place of keep your worries on the dance floor and blues as a form of joy almost to a song of this level of darkness?
Yeah, I just understand the reality, understanding that I want my music to be real and talk about real topics. I was listening to my song not long ago. I mean, not my song, but listening to my album again, and I was like, I touched on death twice. Keep your word. Talk a little bit about death, not real. But even keep your word, even though it sounds nice, it still say if you lost somebody, keep your words on the damn floor. But Ghost Woman kind of play the scene out of death, like it play the scene out of and killing yourself too. You know what I'm saying? Which is, but it's real. Sometimes you feel so sad. Maybe not play it out all the way through, but that thought kind of run by your head. You know what I'm saying? Not so much. If you're ever that deep, you should definitely call the suicide hotline or somebody that you love or talk to somebody. Like I heard somebody say, when you start to think suicide thought, you almost out of it. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, though, I just thought I would have an album that wasn't just all let's fucking have a drink and all that shit, or let's have a good time, or let's just shake our ass and shit. I thought I'd have an album that really talked to had some of that for sure, but have every kind of aspect of the blues because I listen to blues. That's about it. I was telling the girl yesterday, um, it ain't too much stuff you can't name that ain't a blues song about because it was literally like, you know, let me see, 50, 60 years of just great songwriting by hundreds of people, you know? So it's like it's a song about everything. And the same artist that make like look at Robert Johnson's catalog. He got a song talking about hot tamale they red, how she got it from sale. Then he got one talking about me and the devil, you know, or in it. Really, look at Leroy Carr. Leroy Carr got how long's in the train been gone. Then he got I'm prison bound, you know what I'm saying? He got one saying that he got one saying, I don't know, man. I just look at all the guys as good poets. And I think if you're a good poet or a good songwriter, you should be able to evoke different emotions at different times. That's all.
So you're going back in your musical references for 100 plus years sometimes, uh, talking about this poetry. And what do you feel about the fact that so much of it remains relatable from from songs about society to songs about personal stuff? What do you feel about the fact that some of these troubles are hundreds of years old?
Yeah, I feel like just show you the human condition because really before that's the reason I like blues so much because there was music before there was black music before blues, but to me blues is just like the stamp of black America. So I know that a lot of these problems that they talking about had existed possibly thousands of years before. It always been women trouble, it always been man trouble, you always people getting drunk, it always people acting the fool, it always people that want to party, it's always people that's gonna die, and it's always people that are gonna be born, so it's like the same shit that we can only like we know for a fact that that's gonna happen every time. And like a lot of them blues songs, they say I got up that morning. They like, why the blues say I got up? Well, that's that you gonna have the blues either one way or two way. You gonna have it throughout your day, or you gonna have it because you didn't get up. You know what I'm saying? Like so, either way, it's some blue that gonna happen. So to me, it's just like a fact of life. It's like just a. So I mean, I guess it just reaffirms the truth in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, speaking specifically on blues as black culture, I mean, I don't know. It's sad to me that as an outsider looking in that some of the stuff going on then is still going on now. I mean,
Yeah,
people messing with Tyreek Hill the other day, like it's sometimes I wish times would change just a little more than they do.
yeah. Well, I tell you, one thing that I always believe in. I feel like we don't came further than what we were at, but now we got social media, so you can just see what the shit happening everywhere. Back in the day, they were just lynching and killing black folk. All the time it didn't make the paper. Sometimes it was just for no reason. But it's a different wave of black people now. These ain't. I'm not. I couldn't have been born in slavery 100 years ago. 'Cause I would have killed people. Like I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person. But it's no way I would have been in your house cooking for you and you wouldn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no way. If you raping my mama and you raping my sisters and you killing my brother and you castrating my brother and you selling them and then we in slavery and then we just supposed to get a job, but you ain't hiring, and then then we get the voting. We only been able to vote for not even 60 years. My mama became. I guess next year will be 60 years that black folks be depending on. I think it's in April or I don't know what month it was. But next year, no. Am I bullshitting? Is it 65 or 68? Let me see. Let me see when the voting right at. Let me see when the voting. I gotta go check that real quick.
A little before my time.
Hold on one second. I want to see when the voting right at when the yeah, Voting Right Act 1965. I thought so. Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson did that after, after JFK died. But yeah, so 65. So next year will be the 50. You don't have you can't say nothing about being a citizen if you can't vote. So literally, we ain't even been a citizen for 60 years. We ain't had the time to act a fool. A lot of other American populist culture have had the time to go and just be on a rampage. It's about time for black folks to stop, but we ain't really had time to really show our ass like the rest of America have been for hundreds of years. So a lot of the stuff that they do that's senseless, I understand it's out of frustration. It's out of being oppressed and suppressed. You know, I understand it, but a lot of people, a lot of my demographic and music don't really understand it. And yes, it is sad that a lot of the same shit happened, but I know for a fact, me and my friends and my dad and shit. My dad was in Vietnam War, and he said that was the most racist play, the military, the most racist play he ever been in his life. You know, he showed me some of his I don't know what they call, but they're like log sheets, and they were like whatever his rank was. Willis shows equal. He support equal opportunity in both effort and merit or whatever. He would fight so many folks for calling him niggas in the military. You know, so like these people still around too, man. You know, these folk, their granddad and shit, they were calling folk niggas and they were, lynching folk. They still alive. But you give them about 40, 50 years, just like I said, with these rockers and stuff, all these folk, you're going to still be some young ones, but they ain't 40, 50 year, man. 70% of these people gonna be dead. You know what I'm saying? So like it just have to wean out of it. So I'm not so stressed out about it. I carry a few guns with me. I got my license too though. So like I'm gonna go. Lil Johnny gonna go down shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody come after me and they come after my family and I fear for my life, I don't when I be seeing the KKK rallying, that shit don't scare me. I ain't scared of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They rallying right where they need to rally. They know they need to rally in the town center so they can have protection and shit. They're not going to full neighborhood and rally. You know, so they don't bother me, man. We living in a mighty fine time, and I'm glad to be alive right now. I know politics are always going to be politics, but we are in the music world and just in life in general. I feel it, especially for me. I'm glad to be here, man, and I'm glad to be a part. I'm glad to educate folks. I'm glad that music has allowed me to see different parts of the world, to see different cultures, to be the 46 of 50 states. I've done seen a lot of shit, and I done talked to a lot of people in a short amount of time, and I can confidently say I think we came a long way. We got further to go, but we always gonna have further to go because I think that's the goal as human beings to kind of live in harmony. But humans can't live in harmony with themselves, so you know they can't live in harmony. When I say themselves, I'm saying like one human being can't live in harmony with themselves, so you know they ain't gonna be able to live in harmony with people that don't look like them or talk like them. So I don't expect much out of humans, you know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a human. I'm a human. So but I know that shit's sad and people shouldn't be losing their life. I feel like yeah, man, that's it. I ain't gonna go too deep into it. I can sit here and talk a lot of shit, but that's how I feel about it, brother, man.
Uh, going to one more lyric. I can look at your groceries and tell what you're trying to cook. Um, just tell me about some of the guitars you have on this album because you are showcasing a lot of different, really neat sounds.
Yeah. So on as far as the lyric go, I was sitting in my old apartment before I got my house, and I said I can't look at your grocery and tell what you trying to cook. And my girlfriend said, "No, that don't make sense. You can look at folk grocery tell they can't cook." I said, "That make yeah, you're right. You can." So what I was saying in that though. I can look at what you're doing. I can look at what you presented to me and tell exactly what you're trying to do. And what you're doing, it's gonna be crazy. You know, it's gonna be out the book. I said, open up your sack, and that kind of vulgar, but open up your sack and let me look. Then I go back and say, what you making Sholan in it. That whole song is just full of like shit did three, four different meaning to it, you know. And I'm playing my national tricone on that one, and J Hop playing second guitar behind me. Kind of when they go to that like weird, they're not a weird chord, but they're like a minor chord. J Hop playing that chord. So yeah, we play two guitars so good together. A lot of folk can't tell, like on Rough Time, Charlie Brown, Earthworm Basement, we it two guitars on no, and then on Who Gonna Hear It, I do the introduction, and the bass come in, and J Hop come in right before I start singing. So yeah, that's I'm playing my national tricone on Charlie Brown.
All right. One more ingredient you got. You've mentioned so many blues artists, you've mentioned so many songs. I always like to end my interviews by having the artist pick a song by someone other than them for me to play. So, man, I feel like asking you is either going to be really easy because you know all the songs, or it's going to be really hard because you know all the songs. Pick a song for me.
I think I'm gonna say Mon Rainy Dream Blues.
All right. Jontavious, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for really being dynamic and engaging with me. Uh, Great conversation. Thank you.
Brother, thank you for having me, man. And I don't know if that tune actually named just Dream Blue, but I think it is. But they go like, I had a dream last night and the night before. So if you hear a singer like that, then that's the song. They sound like kind of melodic and kind of like, real dreamy. So if I mess the title up, then you'll hear that kind of that vocal pattern, and you'll know it's it though. But thank you, man. I had a good time. I appreciate you being such a engaging in interviewer. I don't get them a lot.
No problem, man. Just got to share great music and got to share the minds behind it.
Oh man, well thank you, brother man.